The book of Sirach, chapter 39, verse 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of the destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them.
I just shot my daughter and shot all my grandkids, and I'll be sitting on my step, and when you get here, I'm going to shoot myself.
What is the address that you're at, sir?
2550 Northwest, 25 Terrace, Don Spears. Every one of them are dead.
You said your name is Don Spirit?
Yep.
All right, Don, what kind of gun do you have?
It doesn't matter what kind of gun I got. They're all dead, and then when you get here, I'll shoot myself, and then you figure out what kind of gun it is.
How long did this happen, Don?
I don't want to hear it, man. I'm done with every fucking thing. Just bring the motherfuckers out here, that's all. We got all the kids are dead in the house.
Okay, how many people? Okay, how many people?
6 kids, 1 adult.
6 kids and 1 adult?
Yeah. One of them is a baby.
All right, Don. Is there any way you can stay on the phone with me till I get somebody there to help you?
What's that?
Can I have you stay on the phone with me?
No, not that. I'm waiting for them to get here. When they get here, I'm going to shoot myself on my back step. All I'm doing is waiting for them.
So you're sitting on your back steps?
Yep.
Okay, Don.
I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakak, Wadash, double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the elect and much respect to the brothers pushing this word in the four winds of the earth. And shalom to you sincere sisters out there as well. It's Brother Ariel coming at you with another lesson here, another edition of The Love of Many Shall Wax Cold. And I'm just going to read it. It says, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. You know, that's what we're seeing right now, that word abound. Plethino.
Strong's G, 4129. Plethuno.
Oh, Plethuno.
Plethuno.
You know, it goes into to increase and to multiply. You know, and things are getting crazy out here, you know, by the day. And this is the NLT version of it. Sin will be rampant everywhere, and the love of many will grow cold. All right, so before I get into the videos, I just caught a couple of news articles here just to show, and it says this is one of 3. It says dead body discovered in passenger seat after the driver said damage was from hitting an animal, which he lied. But the crazy part is, it says it here, the 31-year-old is suspected of striking a pedestrian with his car and then driving nearly 40 miles to a parking lot where an officer found the body inside the vehicle. Now, who in their right mind is going to hit somebody with their car, the body comes through the windshield, and they're going to continue to drive 40 miles with that dead body right next to them that they killed for 40 miles, man? If that's not showing that the love of many is waxing cold out here, I don't know what is going to show you that. You got another one here where it says a family of a 4-year-old killed in California road rage. You know, these people out here, that's why, you know, a lot of brothers, you know, say, you know, be careful when you out there driving, because a lot of these people are on edge right now. A lot of these people have demons on them, you know? So these people got into an incident where there's a road rage incident, and, you know, their 4-year-old got killed because of it, man. So these people out here are bugging the hell out. I'm not going to read the whole article, of course, but, you know, that's enough. This is one more here where it says the father was shot dead in front of his son in New Jersey, man. I remember growing up, there was a code in the streets. You know, if a man was with his child, you know, a man was with his son, daughter, you know, even his wife, his mother, his grandmother, or whatever, you know, no one would do nothing, man. It's pretty much a code. That was a code back then, man. You know, we'll let them slide, we'll catch them again. Nah, not nowadays. People don't care who you with, man. You know, they'll kill you in front of anybody, man, in broad daylight. These people out here are crazy, man. You know? So this little kid had to watch his father, you know, get murdered right in front of him pretty much, man. So I'm just going to get into the videos now that I have compiled. You know, it's another edition of The Love of Many Shall Wax Cold. Shalom.
In this video, you see her struggling with him and being pulled back into the room. Prosecutors say that's where Martinez Garcia brutally attacked Sharday.
That stabbing happened at a middle school in Middletown, New York, which went on lockdown for several hours after.
All right, Fox 5's Michelle Ross joins us live from the town of Wallkill Police Department in Middletown to walk us through exactly what happened. Michelle.
Steve, Natasha, new information out of the police department here. They tell us two 13-year-olds were involved in this incident. One of the 13-year-olds was the victim, suffering multiple stab wounds. He was taken to the hospital. The other 13-year-old was charged by police. Now, parents are questioning how a weapon was brought into the school. Parents lined up on County Route 78, rushing to Monhegan Middle School to pick up their children after receiving alerts about an incident involving students and what is believed to be a knife.
What happened today is not okay. It is very concerning. It is upsetting. My heart hurts.
The superintendent says a student stabbed a classmate.
I saw two people walking like this. I see someone that got stabbed. I came back from breakfast over to the 8th grade wing where I saw a big crowd.
Town of Wallkill police responded to the school and found a 13-year-old student with multiple stab wounds, sparking a lockdown and forcing students to stay in the gym and library in darkness.
The teachers, they were just saying to calm down because people were losing their minds. We were in like this little black room for a while. It was pretty scary, I'm totally honest, because like they kept talking. I was like, if you guys keep talking, we could seriously be harmed.
Parents huddled outside the school for early dismissal and were relieved to reunite with their children. But after nationwide school shootings and recent school stabbings in New York City, they say more needs to be done.
I'm still not understanding why the schools aren't putting in any of the metal detectors, you know? Like, they should be checking everybody's bags and personal belongings.
Why wasn't there metal detectors already in place at the school? They do have metal detectors once in a while. I don't think that's sufficient enough. I think they should have it all the time.
Again, the 13-year-old defendant has been charged by police. He's being prosecuted by the Orange County Attorney's Office. Now, as far as what the school day will look like tomorrow, that is still in question. We're live in Middletown in Orange County. Michelle.
A 29-year-old woman was shot through the window of an apartment in Canarsie this morning. Police say it happened just after 7 a.m. on East 102nd Street. A total of 12 rounds were fired from the outside. A bullet grazed the woman's arm and leg. She was taken to the hospital and is in stable condition. Police are still looking for the gunman, who they say took off from the scene.
Thank you. Breaking news now in South LA's Harvard Park neighborhood. A man is dead. His killer remains on the run this morning. KTLA's Aaron Myers live at LAPD's South LA station with the details. Aaron, good morning.
Good morning to you both, or good morning to you, Jess. They are looking for that suspect still. The shooting happened late last night, and they believe the suspect fled in a newer model Toyota Tacoma. We'll go ahead and get into some video from overnight. As you said, the shooting happened in Harvard Park, which is about 2 miles from where we are this morning. Investigators were there for hours, but they have cleared the scene. Now, what we know so far is that around 11:20 last night, the LAPD responded to a radio call for an assault with a deadly weapon shooting. They tell us video evidence shows the victim walked by a male suspect who was sitting in a vehicle. It appears the victim and suspect had some type of verbal altercation. The suspect then got out of their vehicle, opened fire on the victim, and then fled the scene in that vehicle, once again thought to be a newer model Toyota Tacoma. We spoke with investigators this morning. Take a listen.
Officers responded to a radio call of a shooting that had just occurred. They encountered a male on the sidewalk who was suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. The fire department responded to the scene and pronounced the man deceased.
Now, the shooting happened on 71st Street, not far from Denker, in a residential neighborhood of Harvard Park. Once officers arrived, they did find that victim on the sidewalk, once again suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. The fire department pronounced him dead. The victim is thought to be around 30 years old, and he did die at the scene.
Blocks away from that building in the Bronx, New York cops now say 2 smoke shop workers were shot this afternoon. Shannon Sohn in Newscopter 7 over the scene in Morris Heights. Shannon?
Yeah, they got the call about a shooting at Burnside Exotic here at 15 West Burnside Avenue shortly after 2:20 this afternoon, and we have since learned that the 2 people that were shot were in fact employees of that smoke shop. A 21-year-old shot in the stomach, a 22-year-old shot in the leg, both taken to St. Barnabas Hospital, both expected to survive their injuries, but we're just going to bring this shot out for you a little bit because you can see that they still have the sidewalk taped off here on Burnside Avenue, right at the intersection with Davidson Avenue. At this point, they do not have any suspects in custody, and they are searching for the gunman in this incident.
Police are investigating a stabbing at a playground in Astoria. Shannon is live. Shannon Sohn live above the scene in Newscopter 7. And Shannon, do we know the condition of the person that was stabbed?
You know, we do not know the condition yet. That person just literally minutes ago taken away in an ambulance, and this stabbing occurred less than 20 minutes ago. You were looking down at the Ravenswood Playground at the intersection of 21st Street and 35th Avenue. And again, all of this transpiring within the last 20 minutes. The focus seems to be on that jungle gym. Again, one person taken to the hospital, so we do not know their condition yet, but we also know that at this point, police are searching for a suspect.
A wild midday shootout in Lower Manhattan. Cops zero in on a possible suspect. He starts shooting and they fire back and kill him. Eyewitness News reporter Sonia Rincon has more from the Lower East Side.
Come out with your hands up, and I kind of like, where's that coming from? I looked outside and I saw several officers, guns pointed up in the general direction.
The officers were moving in after the man the warrant squad came to arrest here at 206 Eldridge Street would not come out. That was at 11:45. Neighbors below heard negotiating as cops used technology to try to locate and communicate with the armed man who'd kicked out an air conditioner, then barricaded himself in a bathroom.
Emergency service used a small drone to go inside. The male took a broom and swatted the drone out of the air and basically destroyed it.
43-year-old Ken Edwards of the Bronx was a convicted rapist with a long criminal record. He was wanted this time for shooting a man in the leg outside Iggy's Bar on 76th and 2nd on October 18th, but he wasn't easy to find.
We were actively trying to locate him since we had the probable cause established. So, you know, he had many locations that he was kind of couch surfing and going to different locations.
About 2.5 hours into the negotiations here, police went in with a robotic device and shields called bunkers.
One shot went off, and then kind of like a barrage of other shots went off right after that.
Just heard fireworks, or at least that's how it sounded. And after that, we just were told to stay in. So we made sure to stay out the way.
Police say they returned fire after Edwards fired at the officers, striking one in his vest. and hitting their bunkers.
3 bullets inside of bunkers, which could have easily been 3 bullets inside of offices.
Police say they used every tool they could to protect themselves from a man with a known violent criminal history and to convince him to cooperate. There were 2 women inside the apartment who did come out. Their relationship with Kent Edwards isn't clear. Edwards died at Bellevue Hospital from his gunshot wounds. The department's Force Investigation Division will handle the investigation from here.
New tonight, police are searching for the suspects who stabbed a 14-year-old in the Bronx. It happened just after 6 tonight at Pelham Parkway South and White Plains Road. Police say 2 suspects stabbed the teen several times in the neck. He's at the hospital tonight in critical condition. People in the neighborhood say more needs to be done to keep children safe in the Bronx.
Sad. Unfortunately, this is what's happening currently in the Bronx and in Pelham Parkway. But we continue trying to bring the best light of the Bronx and Pelham Parkway community. But unfortunately, this is becoming the norm.
So far tonight, no word on what led up to that attack.
Right now in New Jersey, a father killed in a drive-by in front of his 4-year-old son in Belleville. The child was also shot. Doctors expect him to survive. The Essex County Prosecutor's Office now leads the investigation. Eyewitness News reporter Anthony Carlo has the story from Belleville.
Eyewitnesses say the shooter drove right up this driveway before gunning down a father in front of his 2 children. That father's last words, calling out for his kids.
The father is in the floor. My son, be careful, my sons.
In front of all the twinkling Christmas lights on Mill Street, in this apartment complex parking lot tucked away in a residential neighborhood, a grisly murder. A father shot to death in front of his kids. People have no conscience. To be humane, this eyewitness says, this gives us a message that we need to care. The drive-by shooting happened Saturday afternoon. This festive Belleville neighborhood drained of its Christmas spirit, flooded with police lights. The father, identified by authorities as Francis Medina, and his kids were right outside this building, neighbors say. They say the gunman hopped out of his car and fired roughly 13 shots. Whoever it was clearly wanted this father dead.
It's fast. The car, go.
One of the children, a 4-year-old, hit in the barrage of bullets, authorities say. An eyewitness says he ran out of his apartment to help the children. The getaway driver speeding off with the shooter.
That's sad, because why would you do that to an innocent? Why would you subject a child to that? These are babies, you know? They innocent.
The child who was injured rushed to the hospital. The Essex County Prosecutor's Office says the 37-year-old father died from his wounds, enough to bring this tight-knit community to tears.
As you can see, Christmas, everybody festive. We don't...
$1,000 award offered tonight for the evildoers who burst into a home on Staten Island 2 nights ago, guns drawn, and beat and tried to rob a mother, her 2 children, and their nanny. When they didn't find any money, they got violent. Was the home targeted? And who are these guys who were caught on camera? Eyewitness News reporter N.J. Burkett, live at the scene in the Manor Heights section. Newt?
And that's right, Bill. Those are the questions. Who are these guys and why this house? No, police do not believe that this was a random crime, but that comes as little solace to neighbors who have seen the surveillance video.
It's terrifying. That's the word, terrifying.
Neighbors of the victims are stunned tonight, horrified by the surveillance images.
It really looked like a horror movie. It looked like something out of a war zone, in the middle of my friend's living room at 1 a.m.
It happened while a mother, her children, and their nanny were asleep. The thieves broke down the front door and charged upstairs, where they struck the mother several times across the face. I got up when they put a gun on my head, the mother told us. He's like, blank, where's the money? So I said, I don't know. I was like, please, I have 2 kids. Just take whatever you want. She said the men pistol whipped her 5-year-old daughter and dragged her into the bedroom. And that's when it hit me that we could die right now, she said. After several minutes, they grabbed the mother's cell phone and took off into the night, leaving bloodstains on the child's floor and bedding, but taking nothing else. I started screaming, the mother told us. We were like full with blood. The mother is convinced the home was targeted, but by whom and what for, we're still not clear late this afternoon. I don't have cash in the house. I don't know why they thought there was gonna be cash. Former NYPD Chief of Detectives Robert Boyce.
Something went on in their lives that brought this to this home, and that has to be figured out. It's a professional crew, and we'll hopefully you'll get a break in the case. All criminals make a mistake. Let's see if we can find theirs.
This woman lives in the neighborhood and asked not to be identified because the thieves have not been caught.
I think everyone's very concerned because of the viciousness and the heinous nature of the crime, and it's particularly barbaric to beat up a woman and a child.